Hi, I'm Eugene, and this is A Stronger Narrative. Leonardo da Vinci once said, "Learn how to see. Realize that everything connects to everything else." Now, the reality of this stands true today, but our lives don't necessarily reflect the reality behind it. And the reason for that is that we tend to live like we're isolated beings. We're very independent, living in our own little bubbles, and we assume that our actions don't have an impact on our relationships, our workplaces, the economy, the environment, or that if they do have an impact, that impact is going to be very limited to just what happens today, rather than the reality that they could have a ripple effect that goes on for generations. And we don't have any clearer indication of the interconnectedness of all things in the world than the coronavirus situation that we're going through. So what started as a health situation has impacted the entire economy. Entire industries have also been shut down. So you're looking at the arts and entertainment sphere, the sports sector, the hospitality, the tourism industries. They've all been affected by this. Even education has had to shift the way that it operates. Parenting styles have changed. Relationships have been impacted. Mental health has been impacted. And all of this stuff won't just clear up the day that lockdown finishes. There are going to be, for some things, months or years before they reach a new equilibrium. In other cases, you're looking at decades or generations, and there are some industries and some people who will be affected indefinitely. They simply won't return to the normal that they used to know. And so we need to turf that out the window and find a new equilibrium. That all sounds very foreboding. This idea that, oh, well, everything that I do or everything that I don't do has ramifications that could last forever. And yes, we need to be aware of that. But it's also worth being aware of how this interconnectedness opens up new avenues for us. For people who want to do really well in their business, or have a social issue that they want to address, or they just want to have some sort of impact across their community or across the globe, understanding how things are interconnected, how relationships work, how the economy works, how politics works, how society works, how culture works, helps us to then see how all the cogs fit together in this massive machine that is the world and that is society. And if you're savvy about all of these connections, then you'll understand that you no longer need to say, well, if I want to have an impact on this person over here, then I need to go and see them face to face, and we'll tackle them one-on-one, or we'll work with them one-on-one. But if you understand how all the relationships work, then you can say, actually, I'm going to talk to this person along the line, and I know that there will be a ripple effect or a domino effect that will achieve my final aim through all these other people and through all these other industries or other events that happen. And if you're more savvy than that, then you can start to position yourself in places where you are leveraging off other people's relationships and other people's networks or connectedness. For those who understand that we are not just connected to the person to our left or to our right or in front of us or behind us, some people are much better positioned to have an impact in not only their industry or their sphere of influence, but multiple spheres of influence at the same time. And so this is where you can focus not only on impacting one area of the world, but stuff that goes across the globe, because you can utilize other people's interconnectedness really effectively. And even when it feels like you're pushing something uphill, it's a really difficult project or a difficult issue, or there's a lot of politics behind it, or relational difficulty behind it, you can lean on someone else's weight in their sphere of influence. Or you can utilize someone else's velocity in their movement to push things beyond what an individual person or an individual business or an individual cause could do. So in order to do this, you just need to have a good understanding of all of these different factors and how they connect together. And it's very difficult for one person or one organization to have a really good idea of that and also do everything that they need to do on a daily basis. So this is where it becomes handy to bring in specialists in the field or generalists who understand the whole big picture, so that they can have they can bring in their wisdom for it. And this is where coaches and consultants come in really handy, or mentors, either from within your organization or from outside of it, to give you that bigger picture of how what you do can have an impact, and it helps with risk management and mitigation of risks, but it also helps with dreaming bigger and increasing your impact globally. So then it comes down to you. Where will you position yourself? Are you meant to be the person who triggers it all off, or can you be someone who can be part of a chain that will make something happen? Because if you remove yourself from a chain, then you can shut down an entire system. And that can be for good, or that can be for bad as well. So once you know where you want to position yourself, and you can tweak relationships or connections along the line as well in advance, then you can trigger something off that will hopefully have an impact across the globe. Who would have thought? It works. So if you'd like to know more about how you can connect better with other people and the ramifications of what you do, then feel free to give me a call. I'm Eugene from A Stronger Narrative. Check out the website, astrongerNarrative.com. Have a good day, and may you have a really strong impact, a really strong domino effect and ripple effect in what you do for the good of all people.